Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear fellows. Today I'm going to teach you how to make big rose. The size of the rose is about 6 to 7 inch each. If you are going to make big frames, so you need big roses, and normally we make roses not in a big size. It depends on the size of the frame. So here is the place where I'm going to make the rose in front of you, so be patient. The video would be long, so you just need to concentrate on the number of the petals and the placing of the petals. So to start this rose, you need a lot of paste and a lot of time. So here I'm going to start the rose. Before start the rose, I'm going to show you the knives. For the sides big petals, I'm going to use bigger knives, and for the center I'm going to use the middle one, and for the core and the inner side I'm going to use the smaller one. So here are the three types of knives. There is one another type for the broader petals. If I need to make bit broad petals, so I will going to use this petal shaped knife. So let me show you the paste which I have already prepared. This is the color of the paste, which is like tipping, and I'm going to use this color for the outside of the petal, and while going towards inside, the shade and the shade would become darker, just like this rose. The outer petals are the light, while going towards inside, the color is bit darker. So first of all, I need a glue. I always use glue to paste the petals and the rose on the surface, because my base is dried. If your base is wet, you don't no need of to use this glue. This is an extra step. Here is the place where I'm going to make the rose. So I'm going to spread the glue here. Like this. Let me start making the petal. The paste is bit harder. You need a hard paste to make perfect petal. If you feel that your paste is too much hard, you can add the glue or the original paste, because I have already given the recipe and the use of my paste which is in thinner consistency, which can be harder by adding plaster of Paris in it. So if you want a thinner consistency, you can add paste, or if you want thicker and harder consistency, you can add plaster of Paris in it. So here is the paste and the bigger knife. Just start adding paste from the left side of your knife, just to make broader and bigger petal. Combine two petals, make it smooth, and lift the petals. While lifting the petals, I always wet my knife so it cannot stick to my knife. Just lift the petal and place it on the area where you want to add it. Okay, you need to press it so your petal gets stick to the base. Now you can also use wet brush to smooth the edges and to curl it. Outward. This is how the first petal have been done. This is the second petal, which I'm going to add on the side of the first. You can also combine the petal on the board as well. either on the tile or on the surface. This is the second complete big petal. As the flower is too big, so I have to make very big petals. Just to smooth the edges, wet the brush and smoothen the edges of the petal, so there would be no crumble or any broken edge. This is how I'm going to keep on adding the petals. Just you need to make sure how you place the petals, because this is the center point of the flower, so you need to go away from this center point. These lines might guide you how to place the petal. The third petal, you can press the paste to spread the petal as well. This is the third one. The rest part of the third petal, like this. You can combine both petals with the help of this wet brush, like this. Now here I'm going to add the fifth one. This is the part where I'm going to add the fifth one. So here I'm going to add the fourth one, the remaining part. Now smooth the petals. You can also give a good curl on the sides, just to show the lift. There might be one more petal that we added over here, and the last petal. Don't worry about the center, because all this part will be covered with the next petals. Here is the remaining part. Now check the size. It is about 7 inches and it's been one big rose. Okay, after that I'm going to add the second layer, but the color shade of the second layer will be a bit darker from the previous one. So I'm going to add little color in the paste which I'm already using. For the next layer, I'm not going to join two sides on this board. I will prepare a one complete petal on the tile by joining two right and left part and place it over the previous on the next as a next layer. You can see the color is a bit darker, and always place the next petal over in between the two petals. Use wet brush to shape it, or your wet fingers to shape the petal. Like this. Smooth the petal as much as you can, like this. Here is the next petal. Place in between two petals. just smooth it, give it a little curl like this. Here is the third one. You need to press the petal from the lower part so it would attach to the base and curl out the edges. It will give a little bit natural look to the flower. Here is the next one. You can see I added 1 2 3 4 5, already 5 petals in it. There might be one last 6 petal over here, and on the lower base I added 5. So you can add the number of you can increase the number of petals in the next layer. Here is the last one. Keep the center part pressed because this we will make the center part separately and put it over this already outside petals, already made outside petals. So keep the center part pressed. Now I'm going to make the center part separately and lift it and put it over here. Just to make the center part, I will start from the darker shade and then moving towards lighter one. To make the middle section, I use the darker shade and the smallest knife. So just keep your fingers clean and wet. So you might need your fingers to shape the flower. Just take the paste from the one side, make the half of the leaf, which I have already teach you, lift it and make a cone of it like this. Here is the you need to make a cone with it. I think you understand what I'm telling you. This is the cone. Okay, just put this cone on the tile carefully. Let me zoom it more for you. To go outside, you need to follow the same procedure. Take the paste from one side like this, make half of the leaf, cut the rest, wet the knife, lift the petal and use this thinner part first. Okay, this is the thinner part and this is the lower part is a little bit thick. Now you need to curve this petal over the bird like this, just to make the center of the rose. As it is top view rose, so the view top view should be the perfect. Again, take the paste, make a leaf. While pressing it, clean the surface, lift the petal, wet your fingers. Your fingers should be wet and curl it, wrap it over the previous one like this. You can cut the extras from the sides. Okay, this is how our middle core is ready. Now keep on adding the petals, but if you add, while you are adding the petals, the color of the paste should be lighter. So I add light pink color to my dark pink to make a lighter shade, a one tone lighter shade from the core, not too much lighter. Make sure that the difference of the two colors should be very rare, very less. So just lift the petal from the one side, press it and cut the extra. Clean your knife with the wet cloth, lift the petal and overlap the petal. You cannot overlap the petal on this side because it's already been placed. Last petal we have here, so you have to place it on the other side. You just shape the petals to a ball. Shape this bud to the ball. Now keep on adding the lighter color to your paste. Again, this process will continue until you get a desired shape and desired size. Cut the extra paste or press it inward like this. Okay, now I'm going to add more lighter color in it and continue the same procedure. Now I'm going to use middle sized knife because I need a little bit big petals. So take the paste from one side until you get a little bit extra loop on the other side of the knife. Cut it, lift it and wrap it. This is the procedure. Just make sure that the thinner side should be very thin, so you can use your finger to pinch it down. Now you can see that I am going to add the next petal, so the complete circle would be done by using 3 petals. 1, 2 and the third one will complete my one layer. So I again add the lighter color to the darker color, mix it well. Now lift the, make sure your knife should be clean from the top and from the sides. Keep on adding paste so you can get a little bit extra extension over here. Now cut it, clean your knife and lift it. While lifting, just check either your petal is thin from this side. If not, use your finger to press it and pinch it. Keep on adding. Now I will keep the petals adding in the next layer and lightening the flower. Here is the next petal. Keep the petal inward. The next petal would be attach over here. Here's the next petal. The upcoming petals will be bigger in size, so I use bigger knife for the next layer. Now I need to expand my flower by adding curl out petals. Just to just to make the curl out petal, you need to lift the this petal and wet your finger. Put this petal on your finger, use your wet knife and spread it outward. This petal get thinner and little bit curvy, not very straight. Cut the extras. Okay, this is the top of the petal. You need to shape the each and every petal while placing, and check the size. It's a bigger one. No need to curl inward because you need outward petals, so you can give little bit curves to make the shape of the rose. Let me tell you again, here is the size of the petal. Now you can see I extend this part a little bit more than previous one because the size of the petal will increase while you are going outward. So now just use the same procedure which I have already did. Cut the petal, lift it and place it on your finger. Wet your finger. Okay, now put this petal on your finger and spread petal outward using the knife. The edge of the petal will be very thin and little bit crumbly, which we need. Now place the petal over here and give shape to it. Press the petal from the base. You can curl in and out because the outer petal will spread outward and have a little bit shape. The inner petal might be straight and smooth, but the outer petal will be curvy and crumbly. Here is the next one. You don't need to worry where the next petal has to be placed. Just start like a spiral. Keep on adding petals one by one on when the previous where the previous petal has been placed. The next petal will be placed over the previous one. This is the middle part. Keep on adding the petals. Here is the next one. I think it's a one big bud or center part has been ready. I need to lift it and place it in the middle of the rose. So I think it will be, I will use two knives beneath the two bigger knives beneath the bud and lift it and place it like I will lift with the help of these two knives and place it on the rose. I'm going to add a little bit glue in the middle part because my flower has been hardened. Spread the glue and place the middle. part here very carefully. You need to be very careful while fixing the center part. This the distance between the base petal and the bud has to be filled with more 1 or 2 layer of the petals. So I'm going to make the regular 1-stroke petal. Let me show you how, and I will going to add some petals in this area. Now I'm going to make single stroke petal by using this border knife. This border knife will make border petals but in 1 stroke. Just keep on adding paste from one side and press it so you can get one very smooth and neat petal very easily. So now the petal is ready, and now place it over the surface where you want to add. I think the petal is too long, so I will cut the bottom so it becomes straight and fit into the gap. Here is the petal. Now I'm going to place it over here. You can use knives as well as your fingers. Use a thin tipped brush, not a wider one. Check the brush, it's very thin, and press it downward so the edge or the bottom of the petal will attach to the base like this. Okay. Make a gap so you can add one more layer in between these two. Here is the next petal. Just you can also use your fingers, because sometimes it is very tough to lift the petal, especially the standing petals. So there is no rule of making flower, because if you are using knife, it's not necessary that you cannot use your finger, because art is free to make. You can use anything to get the perfect desired shape. You can use your finger, your brush, or the only knives. Here is the next one. Look, I'm using wet brush to press the petal inward so it won't get fall. Or get separated from the flower. Just fill the gaps where you feel there is a gap where the petal is required. Keep on adding. Here is the gap. I'm going to add one more petal over here, and 1, 2, 3 petals over here. Here is the gap where I'm going to add one more petal. Give it a good curl. Like this. Here is the next petal. Now I'm going to add petal over here in this area, so I'm making the place where the petal get fit, and here. Take this out. Like this. So here is the next one. There are so many videos related to different flowers on my channel. If you are unable to find all the videos in one place, just go to my channel, click to the playlist on the top, and find sculpture flower art course. There are so many other art which I'm also teaching for free, like decoupage art, resin art. There are full complete course over there. So if whatever you want to learn, go and click to the playlist and find the art you want to learn and open that playlist. You will find all the videos related to that art in one folder, and just watch it and learn it. Now I'm going to add the last petal over here because there's a gap between these two petals. Here's the petal. You can curve it inside. Like this. So the rose is almost done. If you feel there is a gap, you can add one more petal. Where here I'm also finding a gap like this. Here my rose is almost done. Let me show you the close up for you.